Hello everyone, I'm the Blow Up Guy and welcome to my review on the new for 2025 6-foot Emote Glow Mickey Pumpkin from Sam's Club. This retails for $180. It features shiny iridescent fabric, holiday lights technology, a new technology this year, and new to inflatables, Emote Glow technology. I knew I had to get this because it's such a unique inflatable, and probably the closest we'll ever get to the return of Light Sync. Here are all the sides of the box. Here's the back. Got special instructions for this one. LED light show, 2025 Gemmy Industries Corp. Here's the top of the box. I don't know why it's like two tops. I don't know why it looks like that. And here's the bottom. Now let's get this thing unboxed. Here are the stakes. The safety instructions, and here's the inflatable itself. And here is our very controversial fan. This is a cheap fan, I believe a large cheap fan. Correct me if I'm wrong, here's my hand for comparison. This is what stopped a lot of people from buying this item. But is it a good enough fan? Well, there's only one way to find out. Here it is all inflated. That definitely took a while to inflate, over 3 minutes, but inflates pretty decently once fully inflated. It's definitely a little bigger than I thought, and I'm just going to say it now, I definitely do think this should have had a base fan. Not so much about its size, like I definitely think it should have, but I really think the main problem is the fact that it's $180 for a cheap fan. But that issue aside, this thing looks phenomenal. The fabrics are great, the holiday lights and the vines looks beautiful. Now let's get into some technical stuff. This thing has 8 tether attachments, 2 on each side, 1 on each pumpkin at the bottom, and 1 at each bottom side. Here is the light projector that creates the face. It has 2 zippers, 1 on the back and 1 on the bottom. And outside of the holiday lights, it's got an LED in each of the bottom pumpkins, the face, and both of the ears. While we're talking about this, I think it's also worth noting that the iridescent fabric is all around the inflatable. Like, I don't even think that a single part of it isn't iridescent. Here's the sensor, which we'll talk more about later. And here's the sound box, which looks much different than how cheap fan sound boxes used to look. There are 2 modes, one where it just shows the face, and the second one where the sensor activates it to sing. It is currently in the former, and I'm going to switch it to the latter.
I was working in the lab. One night, when my eyes beheld an eerie sight of my monster pumpkin cloud began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. And guess what? He come on in a flash. He did the monster mash.
And there it was. It's really awesome. Now, the sensor has a lot of issues. It works good in the light, however, in the dark, when this will mostly be on, the only way you can get it to activate is by shining the light on it, then off of it, or like by turning the lights on, then off. Another way to activate it, if you want to show it to someone real quick, is just simply tap the sound box, just touch it real quick. That seems to also get it to work. Another issue you may have is sometimes when you unplug, move it, and replug it in, sometimes the wires will get messed up and obstruct the face, the light, it'll get in the way of the light. All you gotta do is move the wires and it should be fixed. But otherwise, amazing inflatable. If this thing had a better sensor and a base fan, this would be a 10 out of 10. But visually it still is. If you're willing to pay $180 for a cheap fan, I highly recommend this. And that's the end of my review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
He's a monster man.